What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland Football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right, people. Wild Card Week is almost in the books. We got one more game tonight, the Vikings at the Rams. And I'll get into my wild card picks. I did pretty good yesterday, had one hiccup, and that would have been the Chargers. The Chargers taking that L yesterday. So, but I want to talk about this Deshaun Watson injury. Unfortunately, we know that he re-ruptured his Achilles, and I was thinking, because I've been teaching my students, they don't want to keep me up on the news and everything that's going on. Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles. I'm like, wait, again? It has to be the other one. It has to be did he tear the other one? Because that I've heard of that happening. Someone would tear one Achilles, and then as they're recovering or have recovered, then the other one will go. I've heard of that, but I haven't heard of re-rupture. And I've done some research, and it's quite rare. Doesn't mean it isn't impossible. It has happened, of course. We've seen it happen. But the rate of re-rupture, especially for someone of Watson's age and the kind of care he would have been getting, and he's a professional athlete, and the way he would take care of his body, you wouldn't think that would happen. And then the surgery was done. I mean, it's Dr. Bob Anderson. He's world renowned for ankle and foot orthopedics, and to see him re-rupture his Achilles is just like, wow, how does that happen? But we see that unfortunately it can happen. I am familiar, with this injury, having suffered a torn Achilles some years ago. It's been almost maybe 10 years, almost. Yeah, it'll be 10 years this year. Yeah, I was, 10 years ago. I was 33. It was 6 weeks before I was about to get married, having my wedding, wife and I, and playing basketball. And I just, on defense, took a step, and that mother just blew up. I don't know, I may have told this story before. And I thought someone threw the ball, hit me with the, because I had my back turned, because I'm guarding a man. I thought someone maybe threw the ball real hard, hit me in the back of the leg, because it popped, you heard it. But it was my Achilles tearing, and it's a year-long recovery. And I went into the doctor. I met with the doctors, met with the surgeon, and they told me about the process. Shout out to Dr. Bizowski, put me back together, and then I started my rehab. Fortunately, I was in a college town when it happened, in Pennsylvania, Indiana, PA, and started the the rehab, telling them I was a former athlete, and I wanted to get back into tip-top shape. So that's how they treated me. I had an aggressive rehab, and then I moved on from there. In the middle of rehab, went to Penn State University, and started working with their sports medicine people. And they really ramped it up. They had, some different equipment, things they could do. I remember getting inside this bubble, and they blow it up. They could, increase the air pressure or decrease it to add more pressure to when you're walking, so you can like run without actually putting any pressure on it. And I thought that was cool, and they really got me back into shape. And a year later, I would say it was about a good year, again, before I just stepped out on the court just shooting around. And I said, let me try something. And I was like, let me see if I could go up and dunk. And it was a year to the day that I tore it, and I actually went up, boom, jammed it, two hands. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm back. I'm coming back. But it's hard, and I really didn't think about it re-tearing. If you look at it now, it's so thick and so ropey, that the Achilles that tore, it's like, but it could happen, and who knows why his tore again? We'll never know. But for those of you who are thinking that somehow this is going to give us an out in this contract, it's not. We've done restructuring, and all we're doing is just kicking the can down the road. We are going to have to pay this man this money. We signed a fully guaranteed contract. So injury or not, he's going to get his money. Now, there are some things there to where, because we did take out insurance on him, for where if he was to become injured and cannot play, that we will get cap relief, because they can't. The league doesn't want guys being hit the cap being hit for a guy that cannot play due to injury. So that's so if that's the case, we will get some cap relief in 26. But hey, we owe this man $46 million for the next 2 years, and he's gonna get paid whether he restructures and we pay him into 28, 29, 30. He's gonna get his money. So those who thinking like somehow we're gonna get out this deal, unless he does something, which I don't think unless he does, not looking forward to nobody doing something that would jeopardize, their contract, or doing something detrimental to themselves or to the team or anything like that. Barring, some action that will cause him to void his contract, which I don't think he will do anything like that, we're gonna have to pay. We took out the deal. So we, as in Cleveland Browns ownership, and you took a gamble. You took a gamble and you lost. Like, gotta take that L. So we definitely got to be looking at quarterback now. Cam Ward, I'm hearing Shedeur Sanders, heard Kirk Cousins' name. So we just got to get in the draft room and evaluate. And you got to draft a couple quarterbacks and bring in some quarterbacks. So we are back at square one when it comes to quarterbacking. So, all right, my picks for this week. I want to get to that real quick. I did pretty good yesterday. Like I said, I had the one hiccup, and as predicted, I didn't see the Chargers getting beat that bad, but the Texans looked good yesterday. They played hard at home, did the same thing to us. We had a better record, but we have to go there because they won the AFC South. And then they win. They at home. Maybe it would have been different if it was in LA. I do think they need to change that rule. Just because you're a division winner shouldn't automatically give you a home game. It should be based on record. Seeding should be based on record, not because you won your division. You win a weak division, you get a home game. But they keep winning, so hey, beat them. I knew the Ravens would beat the Steelers. Pittsburgh was not strong enough offensively or defensively for what the Steelers had. They made it a little bit of a game in the second half, but it's just too much Derrick Henry and too much Lamar Jackson. The Bills just ran right over the Broncos. I saw that coming. Broncos, they're young. Maybe they'll get better over time. They'll get stronger. But for right now, the Bills, it was just like playing with it. Slapping him around. They just slapped him around like your little brother. You just move, chump. Let me hit him. Eagles and the Packers. Eagles too much for the Pack. They forced Love into making a lot of mistakes. Well, I'm saying a lot of mistakes, a couple mistakes. And the Eagles just too much, too strong. Saquon, and they got receiver. Man, the Eagles are stacked. It's gonna be a game. It's gonna be a game next week. The Commanders beating the Bucks. Commanders is a real team. I mean, hey, they took advantage of the opportunity. Playoff game, rookie on the road, winning a playoff game. And that was a good matchup, a hard-fought game. So they're going to be a hard out. The NFC is going to be rough. I think both conferences really. And then I got the tonight is hard. The Rams and the Vikings, again, same situation. The team with the better record is on the road, and the Rams are going to be hard to beat. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams beat the Vikings, but since I got to make a pick, I'm going to go with the Rams. I think the Rams are going to beat them. So, and then I'll give my other picks for next week. I'll come back to you. Oh yeah, got the Chiefs over the Texans coming up, and then I got the Ravens. I got the Bills over the Ravens. I think the Ravens are good, but I think the Bills just a little bit better. So yeah. I got the Lions over the Commanders next week, and then we'll have to see with the winner of this matchup tonight who the Eagles will play. But I think whoever they'll play, they'll beat whichever team. So it's going to be the Eagles and the Lions in the NFC Championship game. All right. And then this MVP award, I believe the MVP award should be given out after the season. After the Super Bowl. Because, just call it the regular season MVP award. And it's really the regular season quarterback award. Who's the best, who had the best stats at quarterback? That's who gets the MVP. And that's pretty much what has been done. It's been a quarterback award. Every now and then a running back will get it. I think Saquon may be offensive player of the year. But I believe it should be given out after the Super Bowl. Because if I had to pick a number one player, and I guess it's year to year, most valuable player this year. But if I had to pick the number one player in the league, I'm still going with number 15 in Kansas City. Guy by the name of Patrick LeVon Mahomes II. You could give out the MVP awards. You could give out all these other awards. But he's still, I believe, the number one player in the league. So be mad if you want to. And congratulations to he and his wife Brittany. They just had another kid. I think it was announced today. So hey, shout out to them, man. More babies. Number 3. I commend anybody who have 3. I got 2. Me and my wife, we got 2, and them 2 be wearing us out. So anybody can go past 2, I'll be like, I commend you. And I'm from a big family, and I guess, big families are through my family. 3, 4, 5 is like on the low end in my family. My mother had 8. My aunt had 10. So I come from big families. So anybody have a 3rd still. But this is what I got for you. Yeah, we're going to have to pay that man. So believe what you want to believe. We wish him a speedy recovery just for, not just for football, but just for his life, Deshaun Watson. But we're going to have to pay him. So get this out your mind. Thinking somehow we go get up out this contract. You signed it. So, but it's what I got. If you like, hit the like button. Be sure to share it. Be sure to comment. And be sure to subscribe.